Hi guys, and welcome back to the hot seat. I am your host Priscilla Moy. We're going to jump right into our first guest. He is a filmmaker and has also been doing professional photography for the past 5 years. So everyone, please welcome Jonathan Ruggiero. Hello,
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank
Of course, have a seat. Have a seat. Welcome to the hot seat. It's your first time here, first time we're meeting, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Well, how are you today?
I'm doing all right, and you?
That's great. That's great. Thank you. I'm well. So, where exactly are you from originally?
Well, I'm originally from California, both Culver City, where I was born, but I'm also from the East Bay area as well.
Okay.
So I'm really a product of both ends of California. But I've been here in Vegas for the last 20 years.
Okay. Well, you read my mind because my next question was going to be, how long have you been here? And that's great. So primarily you are in media, you are in entertainment, and you are one of the filmmakers that we're having on the show. And I love having all these different filmmakers because all of you guys have something completely different. And you guys represent a lot of film here in Las Vegas. So how long have you been in the production, film, entertainment industry for?
Well, I've been in it professionally for almost a decade now. But I've been doing my first passion was video editing. I've been doing that since I was 19 years old.
Okay.
So that's a long time now, and I went to school for it a couple of times, and now I'm a freelancer.
Okay, great. So I'm sure that you've seen the software change a lot as time has gone on when you went to school, and trying to keep up with technology. Do you feel like you were able to keep up with how movies and films are being edited now and color graded?
I feel like it's a little easier now. I mean, sometimes you have to sit and take a moment to comprehend what it is that you need to study. But it has gotten easier with today's technology and the ability to learn that technology, such as YouTube lessons or classes at the community college. So it's definitely helped. It's definitely more accessible to autistic kids like me.
Okay. That's another fact that now I'm learning about you. So are you a big representation of, who you are, what you stand for, and what makes you different outside a majority of filmmakers out there?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go that far. But what do you mean exactly by representation?
So I think every person within entertainment, within being human, represents a different brand. Like as a model, as an actress myself, I would represent something different than if, our producer here were an actress, right? And so what do you feel is something special about you that you feel that you're contributing and you're representing within the film industry?
I just feel like I'm representing just what Jonathan Ruggiero can put out into the world, the kind of films that he wants to make. And wanting to bring some quality filmmaking to Las Vegas.
Okay. Yeah, that's great because I think a lot is happening with Las Vegas entertainment. You can agree with that.
Oh,
right?
yes.
It's growing a lot. And what do you see in the future in hopes of filmmaking?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I was hoping we would have passed that big boost to the tax credits, but it didn't happen this legislative session. Hopefully sometime soon after we stop being scared of it. But my hopes in the meantime is that it continues to grow out here and we don't rely on just one singular person to do it, but I would love for it to be an independent collective. Not exactly try to be like the next Hollywood, but just be like a bastion for independent filmmaking. That's what I would love to see. Because I really feel like there's a lot of talent here in the Las Vegas Valley that is just waiting to be discovered. And of course there's people moving here too, like moving from California or Texas and whatnot. And I feel like there's so much talent that's waiting to be discovered.
Right.
And Vegas needs that talent badly, if you ask me.
Yeah. Do you also feel that they exist here, but Vegas isn't given the chance to shine because there's a stigma on what type of people are here?
In a way, yes.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about it, I feel like there is a bit of a stigma, especially since our tax credit, and I don't know all the details, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but our tax credit isn't nearly as big as, say, New Mexico or North Carolina or Georgia, which puts off a lot of companies wanting to come here. But I think there's still maybe a certain stigma because of what we've seen come out of the Valley so far. Outside of your typical Hollywood production that's shooting on the Strip.
Mm-hmm. Which they do a lot. You know, it's always a stereotypical storyline, right? People traveling out here to gamble, to drink, to party.
Oh, yeah. It's like, how many sequels have we had filmed here?
Right. So where did you go to school to study?
Well, first I went to the Art Institute of Las Vegas,
Okay.
now closed. It was one of those for-profit scam colleges, but I did learn a few things there. And I ended up graduating there with a bachelor's degree. But the real education I've gotten in the last couple of years is from the College of Southern Nevada,
Okay.
specifically North Las Vegas campus. They have a great film program there. And that's where I was able to make my my 2 recent short films as well as my mini documentary as well. They keep up with the equipment. They have wonderful teachers there.
Mm-hmm. And how would you say to somebody that wants to get into film editing, production, why would it be important to get training at a school versus people that believe it could be self-taught? Do you have a...
It really depends on who you are. For me, it's like I need that in-person experience. I need to be able to work with others. It's one thing for me to like learn about online, and you can learn a lot online, don't get me wrong. But for me personally, you need that in-person experience.
Mm-hmm. So you've been doing photography for 5 years, and when people research photography, you emphasize a lot on empowerment photography.
That's right.
Correct. That's kind of what you market yourself as. So tell us a story about how you gear towards that and what that means to you.
I just want people to feel amazing and cliche to say empowered when they see the photo I've taken of them. And I don't limit myself to one thing. Like I've done boudoir, burlesque, cosplay, typical headshots, live shows, among other things. And I want them to just feel good. I want them to feel invigorated that, oh my God, I haven't looked this amazing in years.
What drew you to photography? Because, you know, you started with video, you started with a lot of film. Was it just natural to you that you wanted to pick up a camera and just do stills?
At first, my mindset was, when I was a young kid, my mindset was like, just video editing. I had no interest in anything else. So the other stuff came rather reluctantly towards me, but as I got more into the industry and I was trying to look for ways to stay sane because I couldn't get gigs often, like whether it was as background actor or as a production assistant, I felt like, okay, I might as well learn photography. It'll help me on my camera work as well, and it definitely has. I feel like my skills have improved so vastly these last few years.
And that's good because you should always be improving, right? Every job that you do, you should always.
Oh yes, if I don't improve on something, I feel like I failed somehow.
And you travel for photography too, right? I did see that a little bit, that you go to places, you go events, and you take photos of performers, right?
That's right. I've traveled to LA.
And what has been your favorite, let me say, events? Because like, if someone were to go to your photography, they will see that you perform a lot of live performances, from what my view is. Was there a favorite one of yours that you have done?
All the photos I've done for Rocky Horror.
Okay.
I'm part of the local Rocky Horror Picture Show cast here in town, and I've been doing it for nearly 20 years. And it was actually, and Rocky was actually one of my gateways into film, because I would be so interested in learning about all the technical aspects of the movie and why the DVD sounded different than a 35 millimeter print. So it's only fitting that I feel like I could develop my skills through photographing some of our shows, because we do it monthly. And that has been absolutely wonderful. There's also this aerial dancer out in California, out in the LA area, named Lisa Marie Burnside, and she's one of the sweetest people who ever lived, and photographing her is a thrilling experience every time, no matter what the concept is.
Well, that's great. Well, I'm glad that you're finding your way through photography, not only, video editing. Now, you have won a couple awards for some of your short films. You've also done a documentary. We also had those guests on here at one point on my show, Bonez N Gabby. They are a burlesque duo, and they perform and all that jazz. So what was the difference like for you to do short films that are, written as a script versus a documentary? What was that like for you?
Well, the first difference is that with a mini documentary, you have a lot less crew you have to worry about. With me, I handled the camera and getting the sound. Not recommended in some cases, but though it worked out fine in my case. And I hired somebody to edit the film for me because I was busy editing my other short film at the same time. With doing short films, it's like obviously you need to have crew for every major position there is, and also cast it properly. So a lot more prep work goes into that. With mini documentaries, there's obviously a lot of prep work, but it feels more simplified, if you get what I mean.
What is your genre? I think a lot of filmmakers have something they lean more towards. There's also filmmakers that want to test them all, but I
don't have a
You don't have a specific one?
No, not at the moment. I'm ready, willing, and able to try just about every genre there is.
And you write your own scripts?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Amazing. So do you have a common theme that you love to talk about? Now, genres are one thing, but there are also messages, right, that a lot of filmmakers like to portray. Do you have one specifically?
There hasn't been one so far, honestly. I know some have their own styles or their own themes, but I don't feel like I've approached it yet.
Okay.
I'm sure it'll come naturally over time, but I don't feel like I'm there yet.
Do you always feel like you're writing? Like, are you writing something right now? Or are you always in a process of gathering ideas?
When I can think of something. Part of the problem is translating an idea from your brain to typing it out.
Right.
And that is like the biggest hurdle sometimes. It's not as easy as it sounds.
Yeah, because writing is one thing, and then writing a novel is one thing, and then writing a film script is also another different types of writing or difficulties.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So what is your goal? Like, what are you looking forward to achieving, let's just say, the next 10 years? What would you have liked to already have under your belt, or where do you want to be?
Well, I want to get some more shorts done in the immediate future, and then branch out into features when I feel like I'm ready to handle it. And I want to become one of the top filmmakers to come out of Las Vegas. I really feel like I want to represent this town in a way of quality and professionalism. And as for my photography, I want to be one of the best to come out of Las Vegas as well, same, with the same attributes.
Yeah. What do you believe is the biggest hurdle for you, like in your journey? Because all of us have a different one. Obviously, we all have different difficulties we face daily.
Myself.
Okay. And why is that?
I know this is rather frank, but I struggle with confidence issues a lot of the time because Because I'm an artist, and a lot of artists go through that. Like a lot of us go through imposter syndrome, where we feel like, what are you doing here? You don't belong here.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to like remind yourself that there's a lot of people out there who have seen your work and greatly admire it, and you have to remember that. And you just have to remember to just get out of your own way. Sometimes just write, just write the damn thing.
So being very confident in your own talent is what you feel that you're trying to make sure
Yes.
you maintain, right?
Yeah, just trust your stuff, and and the rest will flow naturally.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel that there's a misconception about you and your work? Like, is there something that you would like people to really know that is genuine about you, your story, and what you're trying to achieve that maybe people don't really understand?
If there is, I've yet to hear about it,
Okay.
honestly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's great. Well, no, there's one more question that I do want to ask. I ask all my guests this question, and you could take your time with it, but it kind of sums up you as a whole. But is there a motto or a philosophy that you live by?
Don't dream it, be it.
Mm-hmm.
It's from the Ruggiero Picture Show.
Of course.
And that show's been very good to me for the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So just be it.
Mm-hmm. And what would that statement mean to you?
It's again, get out of your own way. Just stop dreaming it and just make it happen.
Make it happen, basically. And I feel like I know you probably agree with me, but I think a lot of people struggle with that one thing, that one action, right? Because a lot of people hesitate. They're like, okay, I want to do it, but they don't know where to start, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's one of those things where if you just make those little tiny steps, you're already doing it, right? And I'm sure that you can relate in your own way, right? You've been doing this for a long time. You've been training for a long time, over a decade, that you just take it day by day, right? Is kind of what I'm getting from your story.
And you're gonna have your good days and you're gonna have your bad days.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Well, right now, is there anything that you're currently working on that you want to promote that people can go watch, whether it's a short film that's premiered, etc.?
Well, I have my 2 short films. The first one is Happy Hour. It won a couple of awards last year. And my second one is Corey Rocks Vegas. They are both available on my YouTube channel and as well as my website.
Okay.
And for my mini documentary, you can find the one on Bonez N Gabby at the same place, my website or my YouTube channel.
And what are those?
JR Media Prod, jrmediaprod.com. And you can find JR Media Productions on my YouTube as a channel. And if you want to take a look at my photography work as well, it is also on the website, as well as my Instagram, JR Media Prod. That is JR Media PROD.
Perfect. And you're also an actor as well, right? Or
I've done background acting and I perform in the Ruggiero Picture Show Shadowcast.
Okay. I asked because maybe if someone were to inquire, I don't know if you're open to that.
Oh, I'm certainly open to it.
Okay.
It depends on what it is.
Okay. Perfect. Well, like he said, go ahead and visit all of his websites, his YouTube channel, his social media, and I'm sure you will accept any DMs on your Instagram as well. If anyone would have any inquiries or questions, also, like maybe you can't find something or you want to ask him something personally about a certain film, you can always do that on his social media. So thank you, Jonathan, for being a great guest today. I hope you enjoyed your time on the hot seat.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure having you. Now, when we come back, we are going to go towards another realm of performance art here in Las Vegas, so don't go anywhere.